Simple. Too difficult? No, now will be simple. Main body actions in Latin American dancing. So number one body action would be weight transferring. So let's put our legs shoulder length and focus on the spine. Imagine the red line going through your body in the middle here. And now let's transfer your weight to the right leg. Let's transfer your weight to the middle. Transfer your weight to the left leg. So this is called transferring. So right now we are transferring body weight, meaning we're moving our spine. So this is transferring, action number one. So how transferring will look in this position when you forward and back? Exactly the same thing. Have a beautiful posture and imagine now your spine, which is inside you, now in the middle, red line here. Now move that red line over the front leg, move that red line in between feet, and move that red line, your spine, to the back foot. And now just drive your spine forward and back. So this is number one body action. It's called transferring. Or sometimes you hear people say move your body weight. So that's number one. Number two action is called pendulum. Pendulum action. So it's your hip moving like a clock. Hip moving like a clock. Hip pendulum. So number two action, hip pendulum. And you see what are we doing already? We're already introducing transferring to the hip pendulum, because transferring weight will be most important action. Your spine decides how fast, how slow you do a hip pendulum. But this is, if we move our spine from right to left and relax a little bit, release our weight on the leg, you'll see hip naturally will do this. So hip pendulum. Now you can play with that when you know your actions. Let's say you transfer your weight and you decided to delay your hip pendulum and then release it here. So if you want to have more action, you want to play with the timing. So you transfer weight, you delaying your hip, then hip here. Or for example, you want to have very powerful leg movement. Boom. Then you change, you transfer and you change pendulum much faster. So that creates that very sharp movement. So you can play with that. Or you can do it gradually as well, naturally. So you drive your spine, and as your spine continue moving from foot to foot, your pendulum gradually changes. So you can play with that. So it's already two actions. We have a transferring body weight. We have a pendulum. Let's try also pendulum this way. So you see, if your body weight is in the middle, your pendulum is flat. So there is no hip change. Now, more you start transferring weight, naturally pendulum change. Now you're transferring weight back, we change pendulum. And then again, you can play. Let's say I can go back and I can delay that hip in front and then change my pendulum later. Or I can, for example, I have in Ramba, count 4-1. I want to make it a little bit longer. So I delay my pendulum and then leave it later. So we can play any way we want. Okay, two body action. Number three body action is called compression. So once you hear what is compression, it's our shoulder blade and hip, they're going to meet. So we squeeze shoulder towards the hip without dropping the elbow. So try to keep your elbow like this way. And as you squeeze, you want to have your elbow high, or this way. So you don't want to have this. So compression. So you have a transferring, pendulum, compression. Transferring, pendulum, compression. So if you'd like to delay that pendulum, the compression, you're going to keep your compression longer. If you would like to go a little bit faster, accentuate the side step, you release compression and maybe lock it in here. So it's already three action. So you have a transferring, we have a pendulum, we have a compression. And number four, last but not the least, is rotation. So we transfer the weight, we did pendulum with compression, now we do rotation. So transfer weight, pendulum, compression, rotation. Transfer, pendulum, compression, rotation. And you see, just by doing this action, you have a perfect, very well organized figure eight movement. And you can break down every movement to these actions and do almost any step using only those four actions. Follow Dance with Oleg app for more, and see you in the next lesson. Okay, this is it.